everyone. I'm Ankhi, one of the participants in FEM 2020 Art Therapy session today. I feel privileged to introduce Geetika Goyal, our coach and mentor for the session this evening. In her 18 years of long journey, she has been actively contributing and sharing her knowledge to coach and heal people across different age groups, uh, belonging to different socioeconomic backgrounds, starting from college students to entrepreneurs to corporates. Being a life coach, an author, an artist, and actor, she uses beautiful amalgamation of art and theater along with her healing techniques to connect deeper layers of human mind and offer unique and unconventional and effective ways of healing. Geetika is a theater enthusiast and runs her very own theater studio named Magic Creations. As an author, she has published 7 books till now, and she has been an exhibiting artist since 2001. The more we get to know about her, the more inquisitive we are getting. So let's not waste any more time and let's welcome Geetika ji over here. Hello Geetika, how are you?
Thank you, Aki, for that beautiful introduction. I'm so humbled and very glad to be here among all of you. All right, so since you introduced me as a life coach and someone who uses art in my sessions, let me just give you a little brief on how these two things can integrate together. So art is very powerful, and I see Aki being from an art background, and we have Kimayaa with us, who is also who also paints, and Sonika and Tina. I'm sure all of us, even if we don't paint, we adore art. I mean, we sort of we have that admiration towards art. So art therapy actually is something very impactful. It helps all age groups, be it children, adolescents, adults, because if I put across this to you in a very simple manner, let me tell you that every color has a very close connection with one of our emotions. If not one, maybe it could be more than one emotions also. Emotions and feelings. To give you an example, color red is something which connects us to creativity, courage, uh, being in action. Similarly, if I talk about color yellow, the moment we see, just imagine being in the middle of a sunflower field, where all around you sunflowers are blooming. The kind of happiness that would be filling your heart is something that cannot be expressed in words. So yellow is the color of happiness. It brightens you up. Similarly, green, blue, orange, every color has some significance, and that is how I integrate colors with emotions, and with when I'm talking to my clients, I use it as my tool during my life coaching sessions. So yeah.
I'm really sorry to interrupt you. There I have a question.
Yeah.
So is it only about colors or does it have more to it? Or what all, it includes?
So see, it is all about expressing yourself. So it could be through doodling also. Just simple doodling. It could be through colors, paints also. It could be through pencil colors also. It could be through sculpting also. So even I would say collage work. At times you could collect a number of things that connect to your emotions. You can put it on a board and make a beautiful collage that is something very close to your heart. So it could be any way. So it's not necessarily only colors. And also, let me add here one more thing, then, that when we say healing with arts, that is what we are talking about today. So arts is not only painting, it's also dance, it's also drama, it's also writing. Creative writing is also a form very close to a form of being art. So it could be any ways. Music, that's also art, you know. So anything that gives you happiness, anything that that brings your emotions close to you, anything that gives you an opportunity to communicate with yourself and with others is therapeutic. So when we say healing with arts, it's actually the whole spectrum of arts that we are talking about.
Talking about art now, like, who all can benefit from therapeutic art? Like, what is there a specific category? Who is it meant for? Can we categorize it, or is it like it belongs to no age group, nothing at all? Like everybody can benefit. What is it like?
Anyone and everyone, I would say, any age group. So let me ask you something, Ankhi, since you paint, right?
I beg your pardon. Sorry.
Do you paint?
A little bit, not always.
All right.
But yes.
So do you remember any of your moments in your life when you just sat down to make a drawing and painting, and you found yourself in a very different state of mind where you were not really bothered about what was around you. You were just with yourself. Have you ever experienced any such moment in your life?
I had been very attached to creative things, and as a result, my profession is also very close to art and creative things. So with me, there is the common pattern that when I get into something, I'm just into something. So it's very difficult
Ah,
for me to distinguish and tell. Like I get completely absorbed in one thing when I'm doing. So similarly, when I'm into making paintings or doing any kind of handicrafts or making something. So yeah, time passes by. It's difficult to keep a track of time. That's a very
so that has an answer to your question in a way, because whether you are doing craft or you're doing art or any kind of such creative thing, you feel that you are absorbed in that, right? So
right.
that's the part of art. So anyone can benefit. It's not necessary that any particular age group would benefit and the other will not, or any particular gender will benefit or other will not. Everyone and anyone, you know.
So
Uh,
here, please go
yeah, Sonika wants to say something. Yeah.
Um, uh, Geetika, I have a question. It's okay for artists to to make art, or people who think they are creatively minded. It is okay for them to say, yeah, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling happy, I'm going to pick up my canvas and my paints, and I'm going to put something on paper. But what about people who have never tried art, apart from that mandatory hour at school, the art class. But as we all grow up, if we feel that we have not, never considered ourselves as artists, and then you're going through a chronic ailment, you're going through some trauma, how do you then, sort of get yourself or motivate yourself to pick up art? What is the first step? And what is that journey like in your experience?
Sure. So beautiful question, Sonika, because this is something very, very commonly asked that, I cannot paint. How can I be a part of this kind of a journey? So, what happens? Let me tell you one thing, that when I talk about art being used as a therapy, we are definitely not looking at artistic skills at all. So when we in fact when we will do one activity towards the end of this session, I think that would make things much clearer. But let me tell you, all we look forward to is that you have that pencil or the color in your hand, and just pour out your emotions in whatever way possible. It's not necessary that what you draw needs to be perfect. Not at all. If you have that artistic skill, please go ahead and do that. But if not, even if you are drawing, if you want to draw someone, and even if you are drawing a stick figure, or just a matchstick thing figure sort of a thing, absolutely fine. So artistic skills are not at all needed. One part of the question that you asked. The other part of the question was that if someone is already going through a trauma or some chronic illness, then how do we motivate that person to really take this up and embrace it and get into it? So how I do it, to start with, I have some guided visualization activities that I do with them. So I keep talking to them. I keep, digging deep into their emotions. So it is basically, it is a journey together. So none of these activities are one-sided. It's not that only I'll be doing something or only the other person would be doing something. It's a journey together. So I keep telling them a few things. I keep talking to them. They start visualizing, and then once that process starts, one activity done with them, and once they experience the benefit of it, when they see that the emotions are actually sort of coming out, and they are able to express through that particular piece of drawing that I have done, then that barrier breaks. Then they are very open to it. So initial hand holding is important to begin with, and then later on, then we can also encourage them to, if they cannot draw, just take a printout and just color.
Right. I know two artists that I have been very, very inspired by, which is Jackson Pollock and the other, the graffiti artist called Jean-Michel Basquiat. I find their art very, very powerful because it's abstract art, but and then when I got interested in them, I read more about it to find that they were actually going through a lot of trauma in their personal lives, and they have used art as therapy, and you can see that transition happening through their painting. So it's interesting, how colors affect, how our moods affect colors, and our color colors affect our moods.
Yeah,
So
it is.
that's
Yeah, these are two things interwoven, basically, beautifully interwoven. And also, abstract paintings. At times, when we look at abstract paintings, we, as an observer, we might feel that I don't know what the artist has drawn. We sometimes feel lost there, but the person who is drawing it has a very deep seated meaning to it. The kind of colors he is using, the kind of strokes that person is using, that actually talks a lot about that person's personality.
right.
I have a question here.
Yeah, Ankhi, please.
So when you are saying that, when we spoke about doodling and you said that they have a deep thought whenever they're drawing or making anything, any creative outpour of their emotion is there. So is it possible to identify, like when you see two people, suppose with two different personalities, can you categorize their personality or the trouble they're going through by looking at the kind of doodles, formation, or the use of colors? Is it possible?
So to a certain extent, yes, because the kind of lines they have used, the kind of imagery they have used, that also talks a lot about what kind of emotions they are going through. The choice of colors also tells us that, okay, and the way they have depicted themselves on paper. You must have seen when as few people draw very small. Their handwriting is also very small, and few people draw very fearlessly, very fearless strokes. Some children also, if you see, some of these children draw very tiny figures if we ask them to do so, and some of them have big handwriting. So these things also identify a lot about the person's character. So we can definitely guide that person that do not. So someone who is very slightly introvert or shy or not so confident maybe would be using tiny figures, not so confident, broken lines. So all those things definitely tell us about the personality of the person that we are talking with.
Yeah, I've I totally believe that. It's interesting that I noticed that in our own house, my son took art in grade 9, and that was the year that I was going through my cancer treatment. And he had taken 2 years of art. And one day his teacher called me in and said that he's holding a lot inside. And I was a bit shocked to hear it because, outwardly he would not tell me anything. And then she showed me all the paintings that he had been making for the past few months. And it was very, very evident. And so I asked the teacher, I said, how do I don't want him to be so, so tight with his emotions. What do I do? And she says, why don't you go home, take some paint and ask him to just start writing and painting on the walls of our house. And, at that time he was 15, 16 years old. And how it is when children start writing on walls, the first thing the parents tell them is to not do it.
Yes.
But
yes.
We have, I wish I could take the camera to his room and show it. We've got 4 walls in his rooms, all filled with paint and figures and images, not only made by him, but every single child who's come into our house over the last 4-5 years.
Wow.
So,
amazing.
And we always have paints out. We always have watercolors and pens and, all kinds of colors out. And it's just fascinating how something which is lying out there, it's a natural instinct to start using it.
Yes.
You don't just need a canvas or a board to do it. Even walls are good at that.
Absolutely. See, anything in your surroundings can become your canvas.
Yeah.
It's up to you what you choose and how you use it. People paint on faces, people paint on hands. So it could be anything that gives you happiness.
Shoes.
So, yeah. So I think I'm doing the right thing. I have this very ugly wall in my house, and I generally don't get very flustered, but I am genuinely very tired of sitting at home for like 6 months now. And when Sonika ma'am mentioned about wall painting, so literally 2 days ago, I just took out some pastels, broken crayons, and pasted on this ugly wall, and I drew a big mushroom and a tiny Alice and some grass, and my daughter and my husband, they were just, they were winding up after the dinner, and they walked out, and it was like a panic. There's a huge mushroom on our wall. What's wrong with you? And like, nothing, everything's sorted. Now my mushrooms is on my wall now. Now I feel very, very clear-headed. So,
Wow.
so that's it. So I think, yes, art makes a lot of difference.
Yes, yes. So the ugly wall is beautiful now.
The ugly wall is supposedly beautiful. I find
It
it very
is.
beautiful. I find it
you,
beautiful.
yeah, so if you find it beautiful, it is the most beautiful wall in the world.
Well, the critical people at home are saying it's beautiful, so I'm sure it is.
Ah. And see the kind of happiness you are sharing right now, the smile on your face says it all.
That's what I was sharing with my husband, that I've done something in 40 years which I've probably dreaded not to do, because it was always like mummy nahi karne degi, ya rent ka ghar hai, ya filana, so I actually, after I made the mushroom, I thanked him that you've allowed me this privilege to draw on a wall which belongs to all 3 of us, so you're supporting me on that. So, and they were all grin, oh, go ahead, it's lockdown, so we're not going to say anything to you, you're going to bang ahead. So I was actually grateful to 2 of them for allowing me to do it.
Amazing, yeah. Blessed.
Yeah.
True.
Ma'am.
So, yes, Kimayaa, go ahead, please.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what can we do when, even though we want to communicate through art, but we are in a bad mood or something and we do not want to draw?
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that you do not want to draw, but you still want to have some paints used by you, is it?
Yeah, how do we communicate?
So just pick up your brush or your paints. So tell me something, what medium do you enjoy? Colors, crayons, pencils, paints, what do you enjoy?
Watercolor and shading and
Okay, great. So it's not really required that you draw every time, especially when we are not looking forward to creating a great art piece or something, when we are just wanting to express ourselves. So just try it out, just use paints and brushes on your hands and your palms, your fingers, whatever, dip it, put it on the paper, on canvas, on whatever you want, and, just express yourself. See what kind of colors you want to use that time. Just give it a little thought, maybe close your eyes, visualize what do you want to do, and do that. In fact, when you create your next art piece, please share it with us as well.
yeah, sure.
All right. So, yes, Ankhi, do you have any questions? And then we can move ahead with the small activity so that we can, sort of do that as well.
So, Geetika ji, I wanted to ask you one question.
Yeah.
When we are talking about healing and, it involves a wide range of, how do I put it, like lot of techniques, lot of healing activities, or, the way, lot of, and even people resort to treatment as well. When
Yeah.
we want to heal, when we want to feel better, it's all about feeling good. So when we are talking about art, like there are medications, we still do not understand. I mean, it's all a myth or a truth we do not know. Like there are medications that they actually help in the long run. How do they work? We do not know. But often, like these stressful times, there's like at least one person in the house who's either planning to resort to medication for a better life or a better health or a better mood, stable mood. So just wanted to understand, is it possible that art somehow can replace psychiatric treatment, or maybe we can avoid going or taking medication, or can it just replace? If yes, then how we go about it? How to pursue it?
Thanks, Aki, for that question, because it's something very important to understand. So there's a very thin line. We need to understand when to draw the line. So I would say if the person is in the need of clinical treatment, we should not avoid that. Of course, art can be associated, or I would say integrated along with the treatment. So it will it will make the medicines work better for that person. But I come across some of my clients who are at the verge of getting into a psychiatric treatment. They have not yet started. Probably they are into emotional trauma or something going on in their life which is creating pain for them. And we see that clinically there is suppose there's a pain in the body, and we see clinically there is nothing wrong. There's no clinical treatment needed for the body, for the physical health. And for mental health also, the person is being advised to start something, but the person is willing to give it a try before they really get started with the antidepressants or some other things. Then it is a good idea to give it a try at least once before the person gets into that psychiatric or some psychological treatment with the medication. But yes, again, we need to be very, very careful while making these decisions, because the person's health is at the prime focus when we are doing that. So when I talk to the person for the first time, that is the time when I try to understand how deep the problem is, and then I take a call. So I do not suddenly start with any kind of therapeutic art with any of my clients. First 1 or 2 sessions, I talk to them. I try and understand what their psychology is, where they are, because as I mentioned earlier, also it is a mutual journey. It is a journey together. It is a relationship that we are creating with the client. So unless the client is really willing and has that determination that, okay, yes, I will defeat it using art, and I will be with you, and I'll do whatever you suggest, then there is no point doing that. So, to answer your question once again, to summarize it all, psychiatric treatment or psychologist, a visit to a psychologist should not be avoided if there is a requirement, if there is, there is a requirement of the treatment. But if we see that there is a scope of giving it a try, we could do that maybe for few days, for 1 or 2 sessions, and then we can take a call. Because in 1 or 2 sessions only, you will see that the changes coming in that person. And also, my sessions are when I work, the sessions are at least 3 weeks apart. So these sessions are not that frequent, every day or maybe every week I'm doing that. So the person gets enough time to understand himself or herself and see that, okay, the changes are coming.
Can I have one last curiosity question?
Sure, Sonika.
I would
Hi,
like to also intervene. Hi.
Yeah,
No, I
hi,
thought
Bina.
I'll answer that part later, maybe after Sonika. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Geetika, what prompted you as a life coach to take up art therapy? What was your motivation? Or that life changing thing that you said, oh my God, this is wonderful. I think it's going to work for a lot of people, and I need to take this up.
Thank you for asking that, Sonika. I mean, this question is very close to my heart, actually. So, I have been painting ever since I remember myself. When the very first secured painting that I have in my file is of the time when I was 5. And after that, I kept painting. And now also, whenever I am in my own space, in my own corner, and I'm painting and there's music on and there's no disturbance, I feel I'm meditating. So this kind of experience was there with me right from the beginning. When I used to paint, when I used to get involved in art or theater or music, I felt I was communicating with myself. I was with myself, and that the emotions I was able to, I was able to emote myself. And then when I started my journey as a life coach, I felt that a life coach works a lot on emotions. There's a connect that life coach creates with the client. And, when the moment I involve art in my sessions, uh, there is a lot of experiential learning that happens with the client, because the other person is not listening to me or only talking. She is also doing something right then and there, and experiencing and then sharing what was his or her experience after the session. So I felt these two things go hand in hand together, because both are related to your inner self, the communication and expression and emotions.
Right. Yeah. No, that's wonderful. I am so happy to hear that, and so happy that you're actually doing this and it's working for so many people. So thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Sonika. Thank you. So we had Dr. Bina who wanted to add something here. All right. So I think we'll get connected with Dr. Bina later once she joins back. So should we do a little exercise to really understand or experience what we have been talking about for the last few minutes?
Sure.
It is that, even that is beautiful, because if you admire art, if you enjoy being in that artistic environment, it has a meditative effect also. Depends on the person to person. So even if you're not playing a musical instrument but you enjoy listening to music, even that can make that transition in your thought process, that can take you to another world. So that also is very, very effective. Yes. But when we talk about the sessions, the life coaching sessions, when we want that particular person to emote, then it is important for that person to take up the challenge and get involved in the activities. Sure. So I had requested everyone to have, a sheet, 3 of these sheets drawn and kept ready. Just trace your hand and on 3 sheets and keep it ready. And then we will just start. I think Dr. Bina is just drawing the hand. So let us give her 2 minutes.
No, you go ahead. I'll join in. I'll join in.
All right, great. Okay. So, see, I will be taking all of you through something called guided imagery. All right. And since we are talking about healing with arts, I just want all of you to experience that everyone is an artist, and all of us are healers too. So to do that, I would just invite you to close your eyes and just sit back. Be comfortable, and whatever position, be supported. If you want to lean back, or whatever position gives you comfort, be in that position. Kimayaa, you there, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So just close your eyes, and please keep your eyes closed till the time I invite you to open the eyes. And just listen to me and then start taking yourself in that space that I'm inviting you to take. Go. So take a deep breath. Feel your body getting relaxed. Take another deep breath and just feel that your body is getting calmer, more and more relaxed with each breath. And as you breathe in, I invite you to center yourself and focus. Allow yourself to expand, to let go. You're becoming larger. Feel that energy source within you. Feel yourself in this moment. And now in your mind's eye, I invite you to remember a time in life when you were a child. And you are making art, or dancing, or writing, or playing an instrument, or painting. Allow that memory to return to you. See yourself in that place. Allow that joy to flow through you. The joy of being in that creative space. There are no inhibitions. You're just expressing yourself. Feel that childlike wonder, the inspiration of being able to draw. I invite you in your mind's eye to see yourself as an artist now. In this moment, feel your body. Feel what it feels. Does it feel to move? Do you feel like moving? Do you feel like singing, painting, drawing, listening to music? Just allow your body to do that. You are an artist. Of course, you can make mistakes. It's okay. Your creative energy comes from the essence of your being. It flows naturally, beautifully. Embody that freedom. Embody that expression. You are an artist. Welcome. And now, take a deep breath. Connect to the area around your heart. Connect to the intelligence of your heart. Center the energy around your heart and let it start radiating outwards. This energy is slowly filling up your body. It is going towards the top of your head. It is going towards both of your arms, reaching the tips of your fingers. This energy is going down towards your feet, and it has reached the tip of your toes. Your body is filled with healing energy. You are your own healer. This is your energy. This is your positivity. And now look at yourself as a third person. See yourself in front of you as an artist. And imagine another of your image filled with this energy, this healing energy. That's you as a healer. So you have two of your own images in front of your eyes. One is an artist and the other is a healer. And these two images are looking at each other into each other's eyes. And slowly they are merging into each other. They're coming closer. See that transition. You as an artist and you as a healer coming together, merging into one. So the artist and the healer are one. So be it. It's you. Feel that. Be there for a moment. And now, identify the painful area of your being. It could be any emotion. It could be any physical part of your body. It could be anything that's troubling you. It could be something mentally disturbing you. It could be big, small. Just see that. Just feel that. And be assured you're not alone there. You're not the only one who is going through these kind of painful feelings. There are many others who are experiencing the same things. And as the darkness and pain has revealed, there could be a memory that comes to you right now. There could be a story, there could be a belief that comes to you right now. Simply allow it. Allow it to come to you. What's your story? What's your experience? In your mind's eye, hold this gift of pain and darkness for a moment. This is the canvas. This is the palette. Make it into an art piece in your mind. And now, visualize it being healed. Visualize your energy starting to heal that part of you. Visualize that energy spreading over that painful part of you, that darkness on you. Visualize this pain disappearing. You're being calm. You're feeling better. You're happier. Because this pain is not there anymore. You are in a happy place. You are at a place where you would like to be. Just relax because the pain is gone. Smile. Be there in that space for a moment, and then we can come back to the room. When you feel you are ready, you can just open your eyes and come back to us. Thank you for participating. Now, we have 3 sheets where we have our hands drawn. So in the first sheet, please draw your story, your emotion that you saw when you were in pain. On the second sheet, please draw you healing yourself, the kind of emotion you went through when you were trying to heal yourself. And on the third sheet, please draw you as someone who has no pain. You can use metaphors, you can use words, you can use whatever you want, whatever image came to you, anything you want inside the hand, please draw that. You can fill it up with doodles, imagery, whatever things, objects, whatever came to your mind. Let's start doing that.
what was in the third sheet?
Third sheet is you when you see yourself as healed with no pain.
We go one by one, or we show 3 of them together?
As you wish. I think we could complete it and then we can take shares from all the participants here. Great. Let us wait for others also to just complete it.
I also did something.
Great.
I don't know if I can call it art because Tanvi is sitting and laughing here. That is a problem. For me to not doing anything is I have मेरी दादी माँ मेरे सर पे रहती है.
I love the smile on Ankkie's face. She seems to be drawing something really happy.
I do not know how happy you will be to see it.
I don't need to be happy. You need to be happy with whatever you do. I'm happy if you are happy. Kimayaa, do let us know once you're done.
Yes, ma'am, done. Just finished.
It's finished? Okay.
Yes.
Do we also have Tina with us or she's occupied somewhere?
I hope we'll have a much larger group of people who will be doing this workshop on 12th. So at the beginning itself, I think we'll have them also prepare the required things.
Yeah, we can do that.
Only one left. I think so.
That's okay.
Can I use this time to say something? If Ankkhie, you're not getting disturbed.
Absolutely, please. Please.
Sure.
I'll just quickly say, because she asked about the question about when to approach a psychiatrist. Should I?
Yeah, please.
Hello?
Yeah, please, Dr. Beena.
Okay. Yeah, no. So I was saying maybe these are complementary things. It's actually now, so very much a part of psychiatry treatment, and people are realizing the importance of art, in, especially in all diseases, especially in management of psychiatric diseases. And a visit to the museum or walk in the nature, these are therapies which are advised. So a museum visit is to kind of, but as you said, it's doing yourself or expressing yourself through art is also important. So there's just one study which I have been thinking of maybe doing it with some people, which was that this was mainly done in pediatric surgery ward. It was done on kids who were undergoing surgery. And even for adults, not just kids, expressing through words is sometimes not easy, especially when the emotions are too deep. So they were asked to draw about what they think is wrong with their bodies. So they drew different pictures, like if a kid was undergoing liver surgery, they would make something and a hole there or something, some black hole on the body. It will not, so for them that is the abnormality, and the size of the black thing, or it related with the prognosis, like how quickly they improved, correlated so well with how big the ailment they drew. If they had drawn the ailment as a small thing, the recovery was faster. So just that one, they could express their thoughts, but that could also be related to how they recovered. So it's so much in our mind. Actually, so much of healing is in the mind that, and we fail to address that. We have a whole pharmacy in our own minds. It's not that everything has to be treated through medicines. We need to kind of use that pharmacy which is there. For especially for psychiatric illness, we have chemicals which can be kind of made to produce in our mind. So I don't know, we have to be focusing on that more and more, because at least as a complementary to treatment, maybe not a substitute always, but definitely, because it doesn't get solved just by visits to clinic.
Very true, very true. And very beautifully said that we have a pharmacy in our mind itself. We have to learn to use that, which is so true. So I was mentioning earlier, like, it can, these kind of therapies can definitely be integrated with the medicinal treatment. So it will improve the impact of medicine on that person when we do so.
Yes, that is what.
Are we done, Ankkhie?
Yes.
All right. So great. So who would want to share first? Can we start with Kimayaa? Hi, Kimayaa. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Thank you.
And so I have made 3 of them. In the first one, I'm not sure if you can see it.
I can see.
Yeah, so
Drawn a beautiful girl.
ma'am said this girl, like, I'm suffering with like people saying, what have I done? And like, I just don't know what to do. I have paper crumbles over here, spoiled drawings and everything. And then after like the process of healing, I have this one in which I'm getting some motivation saying, yes, I can do it with working hard. And like, I made some stairs over here. First the lowest step, then a little higher, then a little higher.
Okay.
Yeah. And then finally the last one, which has like, I have accomplished my goal, and I have various paintings, people around me applauding, appreciating me, lot of appreciation, and I'm happy.
Amazing. Amazing. How does it make you feel?
It feels good.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels very like a very calming activity, and like to pen down your thoughts, and it's really good.
Great, great. Very happy to know that. In fact, you could also write it down in the form of a poem or a story or an experience if you wish to. You can use you can journal it in a diary. Yeah. Anything you want to add here, Kimayaa?
No, just thank you for giving such good, you know,
Guidance.
guidance.
Sorry, hi, I've been over listening.
Hi.
Hi. You've been a wonderful speaker, Geetika. This
Thank
is
you
my
so
first
much.
time to attend any of such sessions. I'm very happy to be a part of this forum. Thanks, Dr.
Thank
Tina.
you.
Thanks, Tina.
I'm so glad to know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for being there with Kimayaa through this exercise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She was a bit shy. What would I do? All are much elder to me. I said, doesn't matter. There has to be a beginning.
Yes.
Start. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about you. It's nothing about who are there with you. It's about you. Thank you,
And we are
Kimayaa.
all kids at heart, Kimayaa.
Yes.
You see our childish parts here. When you see my drawings, you'll realize how kiddish I am.
So let's go to Dr. Beena only then. Next share from her. You're muted. You're muted.
I'm saying maybe you won't be able to see it. I'll try how it looks, but
Sure.
let me see.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Can we change the? I can. I don't know what it is. So I have been a very introverted child all throughout, and this is how I used to feel for many years, because always inside my room, inside my home, kind of not joining people in most activities. Even now I avoid doing that as far as I can avoid. Okay, but then I have tried to open doors, which I didn't draw well, sorry. I love to be around trees and nature. That is more pleasurable than being around with people. And I think that has helped me open up. I was a very closed person. So yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
I don't know. I'll try and draw it better.
No, that's okay. So we are not definitely looking at how you draw. It's like what you draw. And there is an eye in your first drawing. What does that signify?
The reason I think I was a close person is like people watching me kind of a feeling. So I think, that fear is not there anymore. So yeah.
And this healing, this change came from where? How did that happen?
It happened. It's a long process. I'm still in it. All of this is part of it, I think, because I'm trying to connect with people through various ways. I realize that it's not about not wanting to talk to people. It's about trying to really connect. So I probably am not a person who can just do some superficial talk and not get connected well. So that doesn't work well. So yeah, I always am happier in a small group of people who can really talk and connect.
Yeah, true. So it's not about having too many relationships. It's about having those few which are very close to your heart and where you feel connected, right?
Yeah, and plus I still have to have time when I'm alone with myself. I realize that, and I really want to keep that time every time. Like in few days, I want to be with myself and just sitting outside enjoying the nature. That's really required. So I think I was not trying to address that requirement, and that I do very often now.
That's so wonderful. Actually, that's all about communicating with yourself, which is important.
Yeah.
So in whatever setup you want, like you're saying, you sit outside, maybe close to the trees or under this starry sky or whatever, whatever makes you feel, be with yourself, which is important. Thank you so much. Thanks, Dr. Beena. All right, so should we move on to Ankkhie now or Sonika, whoever? Who wants to go first?
Ankkhie, go ahead.
Okay. So I'll have this.
Wow, okay. So we will also talk about it. So please tell us more about this particular drawing.
And when you said being healed, so this was when I was smiling.
Achha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the second one. Do we have one more? Okay.
And when you said completely in a place of peace, I thought filling it up with black color would take a lot of time, so I just have instead mentioned black. It was just dark, completely black.
Okay, okay. So I would also invite you to talk about these 3 stages of your journey.
Um, uh, I do not have much clarity on this thing because when you use the term pain, this is exactly what I saw. This was exactly what I imagined. That was the flash. And when you use the term healed, that you're being healed, this is what I saw. And believe it or not, I'm drawing this dandelion for the first time in my life. I'm into art, but I've never done this. That is what I saw, the seedlings, flowing. There's a beautiful dandelion. That's all I saw. So I tried drawing it. Uh, and there's green background, beautiful bright sky, sunny morning is what was there in my mind. So I tried to get some pieces out of that image. And when you said completely healed, I don't know, it was just blank. Okay. There was no image, nothing at all. And it felt peaceful. So fill it up, just wrote blank. That's pretty much it. And I do not have clarity why it came, why it is like that. What it came, I just...
Would you like to reflect on that now?
How? I don't know.
So these were the images that flashed in your mind, you're saying?
Yeah.
As we kept moving in the journey?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So in fact, the second image that you just showed, there are these small fragments of happiness also spreading around. It's not, so you're not actually confining that happiness within you, which is such a beautiful thing. It is spreading around, it is reaching more people. So probably your healing is not only for you, it is also for others. I mean, that's how it comes to me. So probably, maybe you could just put these 3 things somewhere where you can have a look at it for a while and see, write something about it in your diary.
One thing that I can say here, it's like when you said completely healed, one thing which I feel very often as a part of my journey, I have problem falling asleep no matter what. So like try for 4 hours, then I'll sleep. So a lot of wasting time. And my head, I never, even when I try to meditate, I've never found myself thought free. So that is one huge challenge for me, that it continuously 24/7, it's like working. I'm just absolutely not a moment that I'm thought free. When I'm working, it's multitasking, something else is going on. So that happens. So when you said peace and it all went black, that's maybe what I want, I feel. Maybe to go blank for some time. Just switch it off and go blank, go dark, like just cut it out. So probably that's what I wanted, maybe I feel. That's why I saw the black, and it was peaceful. So
lovely. So you actually felt yourself being in that space for a moment where there was nothing, no thought.
Yes.
Amazing. Lovely. Thank you, Ankkhie.
Meditation, the way you guided through the meditation, it was, when we were trying to connect with us, when you probed us to connect with ourselves and try to figure out things, that was such a peaceful process. It just sounded, and it helped us. At least for me, it helped me literally go, let it go, like sort of a thing where you let loose yourself. That was very soothing. And now I wish I should have recorded it and I would have listened before going to sleep.
We'll have the recordings.
That will be very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ankkhie. Thank you for sharing that. Let us talk to Sonika.
Sure. So that's me.
All right.
Can you?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay.
Beautiful image that you have drawn. Yeah.
Thank you. So, for me, it has symbolized many things. The use of color, which is gray and a little bit of green and purple and black and red. So for me, it is signified. And then if you can see, you can look closely. There's a heart.
It's a heart. Yes.
But it's half. Yeah, so it's jagged and broken, and the nails are blackened, and then there's a line. There's a red line which is going right through the heart, through my hand. So this is, this signifies when I had just gotten news about my condition, and it was stage 4 cancer, only 10% survival. So, this sort of signifies that area, that part of me where purple for me signifies resolve. So, there was a lot of course, there was gray, but the purple is more dominant because there was resolve to, despite the prognosis, to really, really fight it out and make the best of the situation. Um, the black is only on the tips. I've not spread it through my hand because the moments of darkness were there definitely, but I did not want them to overpower my life even at that time. The red line going across signifies the amount of blood tests I had to go through because I have a paranoid fear of needles, and for me, like even finding myself close to a needle means that I just need to run away. But this was, all the thin red line, or the cannula for me was a constant for 10 months. So that's why the heart is for my husband, who was there the whole time, and it's divided into half because um, it was not just survival for him and the children. It meant survival for myself, and I did have a heart attack after the 4th chemo. So my heart was literally broken into two, and then it was new. It was a revival. So that's probably what it signifies. Um, the the salmon pink with no lines and just clarity signifies the process of healing, which is post treatment. So it's renewal for me. I feel that um, it has gone off very, very smoothly given where I was, and that's why there are no words or any other color to take away that feeling of survival and goodness in the salmon pink. And this for me signifies, so the nails are back to white, to being blemish free. uh, Green, this light green, when spring is upon us, so it's the color of it's the color of renewal and the beginning of a new life. For me, that's what this green signifies. And this ring around my finger, which is red, means that uh, the cancer treatment and whatever I've gone through will always be part of my life. I always will wear it, somewhere when I look at my hand. Uh, but it's also, it's blurring with age. So if you can see that, it's not a deep, deep red. It's still not. It's a little bit of it's blurring, and with age, I feel that, that red also uh, um, will go away, will be replaced by maybe more green, more hope. So that's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. So, I don't have any words actually. The way you have explained, the way you have expressed yourself with so much of clarity, and So, you tell me, Sonika, how was this whole journey when we were going through this activity, and just add a little more to your experience about it.
You mean the meditation that we did before
we just did, yeah. So and
Yeah.
what?
Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Please.
Go ahead, please finish.
No, that's okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
It was very, very calming. I mean, most definitely. And this is the first time I've actually I have spoken about cancer and my treatment a lot. Well, only recently, but this is the first time I've actually expressed it using color. And this is also the first time in the last 4 years that I've actually painted anything, because I have been painting, but that was before the treatment. So I've never really associated these colors with cancer or my treatment or post-treatment before that. And I don't know why, because I have color pencils and I have a lot of crayons and dry, but I chose to go with dry pastel, because I felt that dry pastel had those range of colors and depth when you want it, and yet you can keep that transparency also alive. Like if you know, so you can make it as intense as you want, or as light as you want. So that's why the choice of medium, the colors just came to me. I mean, red is the most obvious choice when you've gone through something. So red is, but I still wanted the colors of hope, which is purple and green and gray, because anybody who tells you that they can have a very intense life experience and can only use it in black and white, I don't think there's any black and white that happens something like this. There's always gray, which actually was one of my oncologists. He said that cancer can be the worst possible disease that you can think of, and cancer can also be beautiful. I was quite stumped when he said that cancer can be beautiful, because it lets you explore things about yourself and people around you that you don't do that exploration, till you're actually going through it. In my case, it was cancer. In somebody else's case, it could be, it could be a heart condition. It could be an accident. It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be anything. So for me, that's why that gray. But I think the meditative exercise before that was really, really amazing, because I don't think any of us would have been able to express our emotions if we had not gone through it. So I think it let us go very deep inside, and then we were able to actually tap into that pain and sorrow and bring it out, and that whole journey of that pain, and then healing, and then post healing. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. In fact, the use of medium also at times becomes very therapeutic, because when you said soft pastels have a texture to it. When you were doing it, there was a sound attached to it. I could hear that sound when you were doing it. So all these things also add to the kind of focus we are creating with our work. So that medium also makes a lot of difference at times, and it is different with different people. Someone may like paint more, someone may like just simple colors more. Like you chose soft pastels for their translucent nature, or for the fact that you can create texture or shades out of that. So, but beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. So this was such a wonderful thing to hear it from you and being with you. And I think this is just the beginning of a journey. And we can definitely meet more often and have the connection going on. And thank you so much, Dr. Bhawna, for this great opportunity where we were able to make this connect with each other and with colors and with ourselves.
I want to say something.
Thank you, Geetika. It's really lovely. I'll maybe sit again with some colors and do it properly.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you participated with whatever resources you had available at that point in time. So
it gives me courage to start picking up colors, I think, which we don't do as adults. I think we let children do all these activities, but I don't think many adults, especially who don't draw, they don't try and do these. So I hope this will give courage to others also to maybe pick up some colors and use that.
Absolutely. Everyone has an artist in themselves, everyone. So there should be no hesitation about, starting to picking up the pencil or the paints and starting to do that, because we are not really looking forward to an amazing piece of art anyways. Whatever gives you happiness is the best. I always say that.
I think, and it's taken the, like all these art books for adults, has really taken out the stigma of only children, coloring in coloring books. It's like I've seen so many of my friends in cafes. I've seen so many people actually sitting there. In fact, people carry them at business meetings also, because it helps you to think and focus. So I think it's been a wonderful thing. Art is back into focus as not just pleasure, but also as therapy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's a lot to talk about doodling. So, whenever we have the next opportunity, we can talk about doodling. It is there's so much of science behind doodling. We can definitely have another session, a long session on talking about that and doing it and experiencing it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was lovely meeting you, Kimayaa. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So much, Geetika. Thank you so much, Ankkhie, Kimayaa, Veena. This has been so, so, so wonderful.
Please keep doing it more often, and please write about this journey in your diaries, for sure.
Yes.
All right.
Very different experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ankkhie.